more and more erratic behavior, while howling and various grunts were heard. Seriously, howling. Recall the biblical signs of the diabolic: love of nudity, split personality or erratic uneven behavior, and violence. All of these were on display at the ceremony. Soon the actors seemed possessed, with music to match. And not surprisingly, at this point, the devil, dressed as a goat-like man, came out and took control, doing all he wanted without anyone getting in his way. He was unleashed. Remember, this is taking place in front of the dignitaries of the world, the states, and the church, and all the religions, sitting in a stand going, wow. Although there are many things we could focus on here, let us try to capture the main thing. It started with a blessing from religion. Western culture started to turn from the old ways through the communistic thinking which dominated much of the late 19th century and early to mid-20th century. Atheism rose up at the same time, not surprisingly. Then came the so-called sexual revolution in the 1960s. As a result, we're now living in Sodom and Gomorrah. And we're expected to just look on as if nothing were wrong. And how does it all end? The devil is unleashed. He takes over in the ceremony, in broad daylight, no longer underground. He takes over, acting in a chaotic fashion with no one to stop him. Well, Bahamut, unbelievable, this huge big screen TV, and Bahamut was there. And this Egyptian scarabs and other occult diabolic figures were shown. Earth worship soon became a theme, with people coming out of the stands of the dignitaries wearing parts of trees on their heads and bodies. Soon all the actors bowed down to worship these natural and preternatural forces. Seriously, what a display of the diabolical disorientation that is going on in the world. In a way, I want to thank them, because at least you had enough guts to show the world what's really happening. Does not this ceremony reveal openly the trajectory of the devil, of his plans? The very path the world is now on, a highway to hell, has been opened for easy travel. And everyone seems to be just looking on, including the leaders of the church, all trying to use natural means to solve the problem, even to the sound of satanic music. Did not the ceremony begin with the blessing of religion, including a Benedictine abbot? Thus, no one's halting it. It's going on. It's going to continue. We're in a battle. This also shows, and why I've told you today, shows how active the devil is at this moment. He has been unleashed, huh? He's not just underground. He's come out. Ha ha ha, you can't stop me now. Oh, how true it is what St. Paul said in the lesson today. Our wrestling is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the world in this darkness, against the spirits of wickedness in high places. We also know, in order to conduct his wily wars, this infernal enemy of the church has an armory at his disposal. An armory. We have one too. We heard about it in the epistle this morning. So this Sunday, let's reflect a little on the armory used by the devil, and next Sunday we'll reflect on God's holy armory. Two armories. We're in a battle. We need armor to win. So we should not be surprised to find out that the armory in hell specializes in Model D weaponry. Model D. What do you mean by that? Well, Model D because, well, after all, he is the devil. And he works with demons. He is diabolical and wants damnation for all. But let's be a little more precise. What are his Model D weapons? If we look through one of his catalogs, we would find things like this: drink, drugs, division. He loves that one. Divide good people. Derision, detraction, denial, delusion, deception, discouragement. Don't get discouraged. That's from the devil. Disappointment, disease, divorce, destruction, dissent from the teachings of the church, dishonesty, deceit, things that are